Preet lives in a small Haveli-style house with her grandparents and younger brother in Amritsar, Punjab. She helps run their family-owned embroidery shop and spends evenings sketching or humming old Punjabi songs while watering plants on their terrace. She's known in her lane as the quiet one with a beautiful voice. But few know that she hasn't spoken on stage even once. Every time she tries, her voice shakes. Her hands tremble. One day, her college announces a Punjab Heritage Week, where students can recite poetry, tell stories, or do radio-style announcements in Punjabi and Hindi. The winning student gets to host a live event at the local fort. Preet's best friend, Pinky, signs her up for the RJ competition. Without telling her, Preet is furious and terrified. Her grandfather, a retired headmaster, finds out and shares an old story. When I was your age, I forgot my entire speech on stage. But I remembered what mattered. I spoke from the heart. He gives Preet a tiny old radio that belonged to her grandmother. It still works, he smiles. Maybe your voice can bring it alive again. Inspired, Preet writes a small piece titled Punjab My Home. Preet practices in front of the mirror. Then her brother, then the shop workers. Her voice still shakes, but less each day. One evening, her grandfather invites some neighbors and quietly plays her rehearsal through the radio speakers from inside. People gather outside the house to listen. No one knows it's her. They just say, "Wow, what a pretty voice. Whose voice is it?" Preet hears them and smiles. At the fort, surrounded by history, Preet walks onto the stage. She sees the crowd, freezes for a second, and then she remembers. Speak from the heart. She closes her eyes and begins. She paints a picture of Punjab, the morning prayer at the Golden Temple, the smell of paranthas, rickshaw bells, the rhythm of fulkari needles, and the laughter echoing through bazaars. The audience is silent, hanging on to every word. When she ends, there is no loud cheer, just a long, heartfelt clap, followed by a small boy shouting, "Her voice is just like the radio girl." Preet doesn't win first place, but she's asked to do voice announcements for her college. A few weeks later, she records a small voice note for the blind students at a local NGO, reading stories in Punjabi every week. She finds her joy not on stage or in fame, but in touching lives through small acts of voice and warmth. Your voice matters, not because it's loud, but because it's honest. Speak even if you tremble. Someone needs to hear you. Courage isn't about being fearless. It's about speaking, even with a trembling heart. The world doesn't need perfect voices. It needs real ones. You don't have to change the world overnight. Sometimes your words are enough to light up someone's darkness. Speak up, not to impress, but to express. That's where real power lives. You never know who's waiting to hear a voice just like yours. The quietest voice, when honest, can echo the loudest. In a world full of noise, authenticity is what makes you unforgettable. So, what's the one thing you've been afraid to say out loud? This week, say it. To yourself. To someone you trust. Sometimes, all it takes is one small act of courage to begin your biggest journey.